Today is a day of new beginnings. Today is a day of fresh starts. Today is a day, I don't know if you can hear this. That was me literally turning a page.
Bob Seger?
That works. See, we're getting the music stuff right at the gate from Graham Hill. We can get into the X's and O's of the Panthers playing the Chargers tomorrow. We can get into the X's and O's of that tomorrow. We can get into the X's and O's of maybe what NC State needs to do against Louisiana Tech tomorrow on Friday. That's a day before the game thing. Today, we can talk about the bigger picture stuff. Today, and we'll talk Panthers first, it's a test of the culture, the fresh start culture. This past offseason, we've heard a lot. Meaning the offseason that literally ended like last week. We heard a lot about the improvements to the Carolina Panthers roster, about the new guys they brought in, about the new offense that Dave Canales was bringing with him to Carolina, about the tangible things that we could see improvement on. But what we really heard a lot of, more so than any of that, was about the culture. Was about the refreshing voices, was about how things had gotten sideways the previous season in Charlotte, in Carolina, and the new camaraderie of the group, the new alignment of the group, the attention to detail, the excitement that they had to tackle adversity. That was what was going to be the most different. Well, none of that could be tested week one. Right? You can't prove to me that you can overcome adversity until you face adversity. Right? You can't prove to me that you're going to stick together until something tries to tear you apart. This week for the Carolina Panthers, I need to see effort. I need to see the type of plays where the backside defensive tackle books it and ends up making a tackle 40 yards downfield because it was just pure hustle and effort.
I mean, you want to talk about everything that we heard coming into this new season during the offseason with Dave Canales and Dan Morgan. Where's my dogs at?
We need to. That's a great point.
How do you get hit and how do you respond? How do you get back up?
I need to see caring. I need to see that the culture is strong. The dogs, as Dan Morgan would say, right? We have the Dan Morgan dog scale. You should be fighting for the opportunity to be someone that solves the problems of last week.
I mean, you should just go out there and look like, just look like you give a damn after how bad you got blown out in week one. Exactly.
Look like you give a rat's behind.
Look like you're mad. Look like you're upset. Look like this is not how we pictured this season going to start off.
There's something to be said for the age-old Pop Warner coaching point of, if you're going to make a mistake, make it going 110%. I'm going to rewind back to the touchdown that got it all started, right? The touchdown from Derrick Carr to Rashid Shaheed last week. We've talked about this from one particular angle, which is it was, I believe, a communication error more so than a physical ability error. J.C. Horn appears to be the one that got beat. I believe he thought he had safety help. He thought he had a safety over the top, so he didn't actually get beat. He was kind of funneling him towards the safety help. Safety wasn't there. I don't know who was wrong. We can't know that. We don't know what the call was. Right? Jordan Fuller, the safety, maybe he should have been there, or maybe J.C. Horn should have known that Jordan Fuller wasn't going to be there. Somebody made a mistake. But the thing that upsets me the most, and the thing that would upset me the most this week, is go back and watch it. I'm not 100% sure J.C. Horn couldn't have made a tackle at the 5.
There was plenty of plays on defense where the Panthers could have intercepted balls that Derrick Carr was throwing. By the way, the fact that you just made Derrick Carr look like an all-star just says it all right there. No offense to any Saint fans listening, but there was plenty of times where the Carolina Panthers could have caused turnovers, and it's almost like they just didn't put in the effort to go out and reach for the ball.
There's something to be said for being mad and frustrated. There's something to be said for how you target that. J.C. Horn was obviously mad and frustrated. Body language, everything said, gosh darn it, where's my safety? I kind of wish it would have been, gosh darn it, where's my safety? Now I have to make this touchdown-saving tackle. And who knows, maybe you hold him to a field goal. Does it change things in the long run? No. Right? Was it 47 to whatever? Like the difference between 47 points allowed and 44 points allowed ain't anything special. 43 points allowed is nothing special. But the effort is. You might lose again this weekend. L.A. Chargers, Justin Herbert, Jim Harbaugh has him doing Jim Harbaugh things. J.K. Dobbins looked like a really good running back, healthy again this past week.
Khalil Mack on the defense.
Khalil Mack, Bosa, we could go on and on. You might lose again.
And I don't know if there's so much of an identity right now with the Chargers other than they're just going to go in there and establish the run and stop the run. Like they're just going to keep it basic underneath Harbaugh.
You have to take wild amounts of pride that if there is a collapse within the Carolina Panthers, that you were the last one holding the rope trying to keep that building up. That's what can be tested this week. That couldn't be tested last week. Last week, the X's and O's, the tangibles, is your quarterback good enough? Can you guard one-on-one? Can your offensive line block? That can be judged in week one. But your culture really can't, because anyone can have great culture and success. Anyone can have great culture in good times. Anyone can have great culture when everybody's 0-0 and everybody's alive and everybody thinks they're going to go win the Super Bowl. It's after the adversity that you learn about culture. So if this team is different than last year's team, we're going to start seeing it this week. Last year's team, once adversity hit, we started hearing things about, assistant coaches or scouts going around the head coach to talk to the owner. We started hearing things about
play calling going back and forth.
Oh, yeah, this person wants to be the play caller. This person wants that.
And then it ultimately led to an 0-6 start.
If this year is going to be different, it starts this week. We knew, and anyone who said that they weren't expecting this, they were watching through their Panthers blue-colored glasses. We knew there was going to be stretches where this team stunk. They were the worst team in the NFL last year. All offseason, I've been saying, I wonder how Dave Canales is going to react when they lose 3 games in a row, when they go 0 for a month. You knew that was going to happen. They weren't going to show up and be a 10-win team. Did I expect us to find out how quickly or how they deal with adversity this quickly? No. But we were going to find out at some point. It's like when you're an offensive football player, when you're the quarterback and your defense on the first drive gives up a touchdown. One of the things we used to say as an offense when I played in college was we knew we were going to have to score. Right? We knew we weren't going to win the game 0-0, so they gave up 7. We were going to have to score a touchdown anyway. Probably didn't expect us to have to score to tie it up this early, but we knew we were going to have to score. The Panthers knew they were going to get tested. They knew they were going to have lows this season, and they were going to have to come back from them. Probably didn't think it would be going into week 2, but they knew it was going to happen.
Now, is it cliche to say, and the only reason I bring this up, Tim, is because you played football, and I don't know if you paid attention to outside noise like this. Hopefully, you were never in a situation like the Panthers are right now, but just take pride in the fact you're playing at home this week. And the only reason I bring that up is because Pat McAfee, along with other media members who are bashing the Panthers, and rightfully so.
Sometimes a little over the top, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
There are some tickets for this Sunday's home opener that are going as low as $1.83. Are you kidding me?
I do think there's a little less of that in the pros. I think in college it is very much like when you play at home, you're playing in front of like the people that you share an English class with, and there is a little bit more like win for the hallowed grounds that we walk upon.
The people you see every day on campus. Okay.
In the pros, I do think home, away, it doesn't matter. The product you put on the field is it's your life's blood. It's your way to earn money. It's like the thing you bring to society as a entertainer. So I don't know if coming home is that big a deal for them. I do think you should value your fans and you should do what you can. But here's the thing. All the fans that are going to be in Bank of America Stadium this weekend, right, the Panther fans, the diehards, they may not have been in New Orleans, but they were watching last week. They saw it. They felt the same embarrassment that you felt because they live and die with their team. It's part of the reason why football is king, because fans are that passionate.